Credit cards are not automatically bad, but they are only useful for you when you're in control. If you carry a balance, the credit card is no longer a rewards tool. It's basically just a high interest loan that you're using. Credit cards are marketed to earn points, rewards, travel, fraud protection, and build your credit score. But there's a problem. For millions of Americans, credit cards are not rewards tools. They're an emergency fund, a paycheck extender, and sometimes they're the reason that most Americans are not able to get ahead in their own personal finances. So in this video, I want to ask a simple question. Should you even have a credit card? According to the Federal Reserve, 81% of adults have a credit card, and this is from 2024, I believe, and 46% of the credit card owners carried a balance. So about half of everyone that has a credit card does not pay it off at the end of the month. And they're not just using credit cards for convenience and the rewards, they're using them as debt. So there's two scenarios on how you should use credit cards. The first one is they use it for the points, the fraud protection, the convenience, maybe travel or whatever, and at the end of the month they pay the full balance, so they never see any interest. The other example is people buy things on credit cards, whether they're necessities or not, and they pay the minimums or maybe a little more than the minimum, and the balance rolls over and the interest kicks in, and the minimum payment becomes part of their monthly budget. For one person, the credit card is a tool, and for another person it is a trap. The difference is whether you're paying that full balance every month. So I want to talk about some data that the Federal Reserve has pulled. Among young adults, 37% of them are in credit card debt. And that matters because not everyone has a credit card that is a young adult. The problem gets even worse when you look at these interest rates. In February of 26, the average interest rate was around 21%, which is absolutely ridiculous. That means if you're paying 21% to earn 1 to 2% cash back or rewards or whatever it is, you're not beating the credit card company. They're just taking advantage of you with these predatory rates. I've heard people say their credit card is their emergency fund, but a credit card is not for an emergency. It's just an emergency loan, basically. And this boils down to the problem in America with saving money right now. People have less money than pretty much ever in their savings account. Bankrate's 2026 savings report found that 29% of Americans have more credit card debt than emergency savings, and 24% have no emergency savings at all. And these numbers are severely alarming. We're looking at 1 in 3, 1 in 4 people in this situation. And that means that millions of Americans are one car repair, one broken appliance, or a missed paycheck away from going deeper into debt. And the scary thing about this is it's not just people buying luxury items on credit cards. It's sometimes, groceries and essentials that they're putting on this debt tool to be able to eat, which is very concerning. So should you even have a credit card? My answer is yes, but only if you could follow one rule. If you're able to pay the full statement off at the end of every single month for your entire life, then my answer is yes. If you're able to track your spending, you have emergency savings, and you use it like a debit card, I really don't see the issue with having a credit card. And for people that use it like this, the interest rate doesn't matter at all because they're never paying any of the interest. And I will say pretty much everyone in their life will have some sort of financial emergency at some point. But if you're already financially responsible and good at saving money and paying off your credit card balance, then that shouldn't be a problem because you should be already prepared for it. But if you're one car repair away or whatever from being forced to dip into a credit card like loan basically to pay for it, then you should not have a credit card. The monthly minimum payment on a credit card isn't designed to get you out of debt quickly. It's designed to keep your account current. You swipe the card, the bill comes, you can't pay the full balance. You make the monthly minimum payment, interest gets added, and you just continue the cycle. That's why I feel like a lot of people think this is really hard to escape. And you're not just paying for what you bought in the past, you're paying that with interest on top of it as well. One thing I've seen in my own life is people obsessed with their credit score. Having a good credit score doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing it correctly. On my credit card app, you can see the things that make up your credit score, and one of them is the number of accounts you have. And I'll click on it, it's our highest credit score people have an average of 10 credit cards. It's okay, that's crazy. So they're saying if you want to boost your score, you should have more credit accounts open. And obviously if you're not able to be paying those off, it's very bad for you. And it just is giving the possibility that you're misusing them. This topic is a lot more than just credit cards. There's a bigger problem, and that's the cost of living has gone way up. The top concern for most Americans is inflation and rising prices. A lot of people are not misusing credit cards because they're irresponsible. Some people are using them because they're not able to survive without them. To wrap the video up a little bit, I talked about, you should only have a credit card if you're able to pay it off. I could see other times where it might be useful to have one in your life. I just think that a lot of people are misusing them, and it's maybe not their fault or is their fault. It doesn't really matter. It is hurting a lot of people financially, and just be careful and, do your research and really understand what it is you're losing out on by carrying a balance every month. And obviously, I'm not a financial professional. This is just my opinion. Thank you guys for watching.